Alright guys, in the last few days we saw two movies, Mission Impossible Go Rogue Nation, and The Fantastic Four. You want to go over a plot synopsis of
Rogue Nation?
Rogue Nation?
Alright, well, Rogue Nation is a movie starring Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise's character basically finds out that there's a terrorist organization called the Syndicate running through some government trying to destroy capitalism. And obviously it went rogue. That's why it's Rogue Nation. So basically Tom Cruise early on starts to figure out a lot of things about this, but unfortunately he's considered a traitor by the CIA and the United States government, forcing him to basically go undercover, or not really undercover, but sort of sneak around, and he can't use any of his allies or anything because everyone's chasing after him. Well, eventually he somehow gets the message out to Shaun of the Dead to help him out, and eventually the group start to unravel this terrorist organization. He meets up with some girl that is constantly switching sides between 50 different people to an annoying extent, and then eventually the terrorist organization is unraveled, and we learn that Alec Baldwin was really the director of
both the CIA and the IMF.
So he was chasing him to make it look real, I guess. Aiden, what did you think of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation?
It was pretty bad. It was the plane scene at the start was promising, and then the more you think about the plot, the stupider it gets on like every level. Like the girl doesn't make sense most of the movie.
Well, she switches back and forth, and then at the end, I'm like, was she in on it the whole time? Plus, why in the first place did she?
Like almost implies that she was in on the plane the whole time, along with Alec Baldwin and Jeremy Renner, and the entire time.
But then the other question I have about that, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but why in the first place is she helping? Is she risking her life for Tom Cruise? I mean, she's going undercover, and later on, she's like assassinating prime ministers and stuff, so that she can keep her cover.
Well, she wasn't going to assassinate the prime minister. She was going to make it look like she failed at assassinating the prime minister.
Yeah, but I mean, she was still going through with that shit.
Yeah,
and then she said something about assassinating other people. So it's like.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, we'll come back around to that, but. The real confusion in the movie, so we know for sure that Alec Baldwin, Jeremy Renner, and Tom Cruise are in it.
Yes, after Wikipedia, there was a big debate between the two of us because I didn't think Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, it turns out that Alec Baldwin was supposed to be the secretary of the IMF the whole time, and we're just supposed to believe that at the end. But what I don't know if Shaun of the Dead was actually in on it.
I don't think he was,
because like Tom Cruise is somehow getting the pictures of these dead people, and that's a big deal. And they're interrogating him, but it doesn't seem like he's in on it, and it seems like Alec Baldwin was attempting to frame him to make it look like he was in on it, but pretending to not be in on it when he really wasn't in on it, so that it would throw the trail off of Alec Baldwin, who was pretending to hunt Tom Cruise so that it looked like he wasn't in on it, and it's just the most complex and coincidental plot of all time. Yeah, the movie was like needlessly complex to a stupid extent.
I'm fine with complexity and stuff, but it just got like to a very stupid extent on this game.
And it didn't have anything really cool like Ghost Protocol had when he climbed the Cliff of Barak. And this one, there was...
Ghost Protocol was a pretty good movie.
There was some like alright kind of action scenes, but a lot of it was kind of dull, and the main villain was really bad. He was just like whispering the whole time. He was like boring.
He was an agent of chaos.
Boring Nazi guy, and he's like, I just want to have money so I can kill people when I feel like it. And then like the Prime Minister of Britain might have also been in on it, but I don't think so. And I don't know. The movie was needlessly complex on so many levels, and in the end, I really just did not enjoy my time watching it. What did you think?
Well, I thought at the end of the day, having to wonder the whole time who I'm supposed to root for really took me out of the characters, to the point where the only one I was really invested with was Tom Cruise's character. But even then, like, I was confused the entire time who was doing what and why I should even care about these characters when I don't know. Like, for all I knew, Alec Baldwin was in Rogue Nation the whole time, and that's why he was trying to get Tom Cruise.
That's my first
like it's just, there's so much bullshit in the movie that's like, and then they make like a bunch of subplots that people seem to forget were never really addressed. It's like, wow, all of these agents were dead agents, and then it's like, whoa, are they going to go into that more? And then it turns out, no, not really. He just finds out that they were all ex-dead agents, and then I guess
the only one
that
who's
helps.
important is Ivan the Meat Smasher, whatever the fuck he's called.
Yeah, but even Ivan the Meat Smasher just hurt him at the start of the movie, and then later on did nothing.
He gets killed by the girl later.
Yeah,
which is kind of important.
He kind of gets baned, you know.
Yeah,
I
understood what you meant. But
you know how Bane just
he gets stabbed in the back by...
No, he gets shot with a missile by Anne Hathaway.
Oh, right. That's even worse, yeah.
Like, she just breaks through the wall and kills him instantly.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Look, Anne Hathaway doesn't even flinch. She just, okay. You're dead now, Bane. No fighting, really. So that one was dumb. But, anyhow, so yeah, I mean, Rogue Nation, it did have its ups. I thought the action and stuff was really cool generally, and I thought there was some cool places they could have taken it. I really liked, like, the motorcycle chases and stuff, but I mean, I was just shocked because I heard such good things about this movie that I just didn't figure it would be, like, really what we got. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, there were some upsides, but generally I just didn't care for it that much. I mean,
yeah,
it was just like, I didn't know who to really root for, and if I don't have a main character I'm legitimately care for a little bit, then like, what's the point in watching the movie? So at the end of the day, that was my biggest problem with it. Also, Alec Baldwin was supposed to be like, I get that he was like in on it the whole time, but it's like, you know, he was unestablished in the other movies, to my understanding. The only one I've seen is Ghost Protocol. And now we're supposed to think he's an asshole the whole time, and then at the end of the day, we're supposed to just take his stupid ass wisecrack and be like, oh, he was a good guy, don't worry.
The whole time he was like pretending to chase Tom Cruise and misleading the CIA, I guess. Like,
I mean, he also told them to shoot to kill Tom Cruise. So, I mean, if Alec Baldwin's plan worked too well, you know, and somehow, like, maybe Tom Cruise didn't move out or something, I mean, the CIA finds him and he's getting shot to death, and Alec Baldwin basically just let the world blow up because of a bunch of terrorists. He also complains the whole movie about how he shouldn't take things by chance for the CIA, and I get, like, he still wanted to put chance into it or whatever because he's really the guy, but when you think about it, the odds are uncannily stacked against you. You had all those CIA guys at your disposal. Tom Cruise could have just said, hey, this is the deal, and they probably could have beat him some other way, but instead they rely solely on Tom Cruise and some girl that may or may not be in on it and may or may not be a traitor. Like, I don't know if I'm just misunderstanding this movie, or like if the movie just like hopes I don't care about characterization.
It's kind of hoping that you just don't think about it too hard, because when you start to think about it, the movie just kind of falls apart.
Kind of seems, well, it doesn't really fall apart. Like, the movie's still livable. The problem is, it was stupid because I don't care about any of the characters. That's the problem. And I mean, this was getting high scores all around, so I kind of thought, hey, this will be kind of a fun movie to watch. And I don't know if it's because it's deep like Inception or some bullshit, but I disliked this movie. Like, I didn't have fun with it. I mean, like, when I watched it, I just got off work and I didn't really want to deal with like thinking too much, and yet, you know, there I was sitting there trying to figure out who the fuck was with who, and like why I'm supposed to care about the characters. At the end of the day, the girl like joined the Mission Impossible crew, but at the end of the day, I still couldn't tell she was a villain, and she double crossed everyone so much that like at the end of the day, although she helped, you know, win the day, I can't really care for the character or care for what she does because, you know, she's just a bitch anyways. So, I mean, yeah. Have any more thoughts, Aiden?
No. No, what was your least favorite part of Mission Impossible?
Honestly, my favorite parts were, I thought a lot of, and I usually won't say this, I thought a lot of like the cool, like the action and like the break-ins. Like I thought it was cool when they broke into that water facility, and I thought it was cool when they were doing motorcycle chases and stuff. But at the end of the day, I think my least favorite part was the fact that I just couldn't really get invested in the movie because I couldn't be invested in any of the characters. So, I mean, because I didn't understand who was who and what the fucking deal was. So that was my problem with the movie. What the fuck?
Hold it. Draw up.
Uh-oh. Anyhow, so yeah, that was
my favorite part of the movie was when Tom Cruise becomes retarded, because after the water treatment facility, he has brain damage, and the chase scene there's one of the cooler parts of the movie, and they kind of play around with Tom Cruise's brain damage, but then it goes away really quickly, and I liked that scene, even though it was kind of stupid. And then the worst part of the movie for me was I actually really didn't like the villain. I thought his plan, if you could really call it a plan, to get a bunch of money.
It was a plan. His plan was to kill Tom Cruise so no one could get in his way, I think. Which makes it extra weird why they only sent Tom Cruise, when I really think about it.
Yeah, but anyway, I didn't like the villain. The actor was like all whispery, and I couldn't really understand what he was saying too well. Like I understood what he was saying, but I didn't like listening to him talk, and I thought he was kind of a lame villain. So that was my biggest gripe. Would you recommend Mission Impossible Ghost Rogue Nation?
Honestly, I mean, apparently everyone's liking it. I guess there's something that everyone has seen that I'm not. But if you're looking to have fun with a spy movie, I just don't think it's that fun of a movie in all seriousness. Like nothing that really warrants it, warrants watching for a general audience. Like if you want a movie where you have fun and you watch people do spy stuff and you care for the characters and stuff. I mean, the fundamentals of a fucking spy movie is that you care for the characters. But at the end of the day, I didn't care for a single character in the movie except I guess Tom Cruise I sort of cared for, but mostly through nostalgia of Ghost Protocol, which is actually the only other one I saw. But, you know, you care for the character enough. But, I mean, there's no real point in watching the movie because at the end of the day, whether or not it was, like, deep or whatever people like it for, there's nothing to invest yourself in, so I didn't care about it. So, personally, I won't suggest this movie, just for those sole reasons, but, yeah, so Aiden, would you suggest this movie?
I'm gonna go with the negatory on this one, too. It wasn't that great. I don't get what people see in it. The other ones are much better. I don't really remember Ghost Protocol, but I remember the climbing thing. The climbing thing's cool. But you know, the movie itself, this one I wouldn't recommend at all. No.
Maybe wait for it to come on Netflix, which I assume it will because Ghost Protocol came on Netflix pretty damn fast.
Yeah, I think that's a
I don't know.
guess.
I mean, I honestly don't see how it got such positive reviews, to be honest.
That's kind of kind of odd.
I guess the only reason I can see is because it's deep. I mean, but I don't know. So, any other thoughts on Mission Impossible, or should we move on to Fantastic Four?
Now, let's move on to Fantastic Four. So
I guess
I'll do the plot quick.
Okay.
And do you want to do the plot?
Well, I mean, I don't care.
It's fine if you want to. Okay, I'll do the plot. Okay. So, there are a group of teenage, college-age people.
Alright, no, you kind of started off bad. I'll just do it.
Who builds a teleporter to another dimension.
You gotta start with the whole plot, otherwise it's not really that integral.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Go for it. Go.
Okay. So we meet Reed Richards at a Brock in 2007. And I guess he's supposed to probably be in, like, let's see, he's just going into college at the end of the movie, so he would be like 4th grade or something. And 4th grade Reed Richards is somehow able to make a teleporter with his friend Ben Grimm in his in his garage. Everyone doesn't believe him and all that bullshit, and eventually he learns how to make this teleporter. Later on in the movie, we learn that that they try and take it to things like their science fair, and people just disregard it as magic. Well, eventually, Franklin Storm and Sue Storm find him at this science fair and give him basically a full ride scholarship to the Baxter University. I guess it's supposed to be a university or something. I'm not sure what they want to call it in this, but it's in the Baxter building. And then so he goes there and they begin to work with this teleporter that was started. They had their own model, the government, which was started by Victor Von Doom. And fucking A. Just cut the video off and we'll redo it, because that was fucking horrible. I don't know what to say.